My diagonal friends, not my vertical friends, not my horizontal, my diagonal friends. We can also be called time friends. I like that. Let's go through the adjustments for some of the questions we've had on Discord that I promised this video, I think, last week, but unfortunately, time zones have changed. And in Australia at the moment, you guys open at 12:30 and close, I think it's 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. And I'm missing all of the sessions because it's 5 a.m. and I think 2 a.m. that I've got to be awake for. And I'm not that much of a vampire, unfortunately. So I'll be back August 6th. I think we change back over, and then I get to do the morning sessions again, which I must admit, I do enjoy the morning sessions because we get to do some 0-day stuff. So with regards to George and Bill and a couple of guys on the Discord, let's go through the diagonal trade and then we'll compare it back to the good folks at Tasty here. This is our diagonal trades at the moment, and we'll run through them. But first, let's start with the important stuff. Here we go. This is for a long portfolio. Keep in mind, you can be short, you can be long, it doesn't matter, but understand the basis of the trade. We are going to buy a stock based on a belief. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to go long and out of the money call option. What's that look like? Now let's use Tasty. It's a bit easier with Tasty. Let's pick something we haven't purchased. Oh, let's do Amazon. I know what Amazon looks like at the moment. There you go, Amazon. Amazon's been hammered. It's getting a little bit of consolidation down here, so we're going to go for a little bounce. 50%, 243195. We're probably bouncing somewhere around the 215. So let's buy the 210 out of the money call. All right, trade. Let's say 45 days. Oh, earnings. I should pump up to earnings too. What are we going for? 210. All right, 210 call. It's going to cost us $6.10. Now, the delta on this is 36. Now that means there's a 36% chance we're going to get to $2.10. If we pay $5.85 for it, we need the stock to get to $2.15 before we make any money out of it. So what we need is a 215 delta, which is 30. So there's a 30% chance we can get $2.15 to make money on our $2.10 call. This is what we call a YOLO trade. If you're going to go and buy $1,000 worth of that, what is it, 585? Let's get two of them. Right, $1,100 for this trade. And if we don't get there, we're going to lose all of our $1,000. If we do get there, we're going to, well, that option's going to be worth about 12 bucks. So we're going to double our money and then some. So double your money by buying an out of the money option. Well done. There you go. Doubled your money. Put $1,000 in, got $2,000 out. The problem is if you lose, you're done. You're absolutely done. You can't make any money from the trade. You can't do anything with the trade. So what we do is we buy this for $6.10, and then we look for something a little bit closer, say 11 days out, and we sell the $2.12 option against it. It brings the trade down to $5. It's now a $1,000 trade for two contracts. Let's bring it down to one, just so we have one contract. It's a $500 trade. And if we're wrong and it doesn't make it to $2.10 in the next 11 days, then we get to collect our 75 cents, or probably 50 cents, or whatever we get out of it. And then we get to sell the next one, which will be at $2.12, and we get X amount of dollars, probably another 70 cents, another 70 cents, another 70 cents. And we keep doing this until we get to it. The nice thing is, if we do go to $2.10, then this out of the money call option goes to 12 bucks. And you're going to make a lot of money on the trade. In fact, $22 worth of money on the trade. Plus, let's say if you've sold 2 weeks worth of options against it and lost money on them, then you are able to make money on the money you collected, plus make money on the out of the money call, cash out, life's good. Here's the difference part. I don't cash out. If we hit $2.10, I'll sell the $2.15 option against it. I'll then sell the $2.17 option against it. I will keep this trade going for as long as I can make money on the trade, because I'm making money out of collecting the theta, and I'm also making money out of the direction. That's the logic of the trade. We are long the stock. If the stock doesn't go up, we don't make any money. If it sits here, we don't make any money. We make a little bit back because we're selling stuff against it, but we still need the stock to move because we're long the stock. This is not a delta neutral trade. It is a positive delta trade. In fact, 22 of those deltas. That's what I quite like, anywhere between 20 and 30 deltas on these trades. I like it, but I also want to collect at least 10 to 12 to 15% of what the original option cost. So this original option cost, we'll probably buy it for $5.70. I want to collect at least 50, 60 cents for it. And the option we're selling, we're collecting 75, 76, 77, 78 cents for it. That's the logic of the trade. It gets to a point is if the market doesn't move much, you can actually sell enough of this nonsense to make your money back. And that's the management side of the trade. So with that in mind, let's look at our current trades. Let's look at the Apple trades. We've had 3 rolls, and the Microsoft trades, you've had a roll. So Microsoft, we'll start with that one first because it's a little bit easier. We bought the 405 call. Why did we buy the 405 call? Because we looked at the stock, I don't know, back here somewhere at 395, probably around here, and thought, hey, I think we can make $405 and then we'll sell it against it. We're playing the bounce. We wanted something to come back up to 50%. Didn't really happen, actually. We sold off. So what happened is the original trade in Microsoft, we had 11 days out, and we rolled it to the next one, which is $400. Now notice how the first one was $407.50, which is what it would have been. And I can show you that under activity. And we go MSFT. So the initial trade we paid $6.27 for, and it was a $407.50 trade. And we paid $6.27. We then rolled the $407.50 to $400 because the stock got hammered. And it brought our deltas down. We were like 60 deltas long. We brought it down to 20, and we got $2.20 back. So now the trade only owes us $4. So we're only in the trade for $4. And now we're looking at this one. It's worth $1.28. We're going to wait for that to get down to probably about 57 cents before we sell that. Or if we're lucky, the Microsoft will bounce up. At the moment, we're looking at it going 388 is what it was on Friday. It's at 385 now. Doesn't look good. Really doesn't look good. But it's okay. We'll keep collecting money from our call, and we've still got 31 days left in this April 17 to collect the remaining $4. If it goes down, this is going to go down as well, but this is going to go down. At the moment, we're long 25 deltas. So we're going to lose $25 for every dollar it goes down. That's the logic of it. And all we do is we just keep rolling this call until we either get our money back or there's no money left in the trade. And I'll show you what I mean about the second one in a minute. Apple has been an unmitigated disaster. We're not really down 3,400%. I think the cost was it's not good. All we're doing now is we bought the 245 call. Let me show you this trade. There's a couple in there. It's a bit complex, this one. But I think we bought this one for a $4.86, probably a $4 debit. April 17. Yeah, there's the 245 call. 245 call, right. So it is this one here, 245. We paid $3.62 for it. And we've just been collecting little bits of money against it. 3 of these calls belong to it. Probably still owes us $1.40 or something. But you can see in this one how I've just continued to roll and roll and roll. And I keep the deltas at what I think. So right now, 245, we're at 213. Yeah, chance of us hitting 245. We've got to get back to here. Can't see that happening. So now I've gone into pure try and save some money mode. Try and get as much cash I can back on this trade so I don't lose my shirt. I got 31 days. I got 4 days left in this one, 76 cents. We're only short 20 deltas because what I've been doing is selling the options much lower. The bad side of this is look at the capital requirement. It's 4.5 grand. It's the difference between the strikes. So you can't just keep rolling down because you'll run out of money. There isn't really $4,500 at risk here. There is maybe $280, even if the apocalypse happens. But this one's worth 21 cents. This one's worth 76 cents. They both even out. The cut requirement's just because the difference between the two strikes, you've got to be covered. Now, we're going to continue to do this. So 4 days, March 21. We're going to buy this back for 77 cents today, I think, because Apple's down again. And then we'll roll forward 11 days and we'll sell probably the what do we got? 222 at the moment. Yeah. 222, we'll get another buck. We'll get 55 cents in credit, probably a little bit more after it opens up and the market's down. We'll get a little bit more in credit and we'll just keep collecting those tiny little amounts to go against the $3.62. I hope that makes sense, but you can see what we're doing. We're just trying to lower the cost basis of the trade. So MU, we're actually short MU. We've been short MU for a long, long time, but had a massive bounce on Friday. And it seems to be coming down about 50 cents now. Got $1.62 in the 90 puts. We're going to wait for that to peter out, which probably shouldn't take long. 4 days. Now, that'll peter out today. It'll run out of theta. And then we'll probably buy that one back. And then we'll roll the 11 and maybe the 92. Collect another $1 in credit. This one's been a great trade. If we look at the MU trade, we rode it all the way down. 367, 27, 67, 27. What's it add up to? There's $1.20. Let's say $2, $2.27. There's only $1.40 left in the trade. And if we get a little bit of a push down, we'll make some good cash in MU. So that's our hedge to the downside. If you look at my positions here, Apple, we're currently long, but not anymore because we're selling against it. Apple's a dead cat. It's gone. We're just trying to get our cash back in that one. We're long Microsoft though. We're short MU. We're long silver. Best trade I ever did in the last month, I think, because we're up good here on this and we're up good on that. I bought quite a few of those on the big account. And holding above. What you'd like to see here is a little pull back to 30 and then a push back up to 31, 32 and make some good money on that. We've got 5 options on that one. I think I've got 15 or 20 in the other account. So that was a nice bet. Well done me. XLI, what are we? We're short. We're sort of negative delta in XLI, and we're just hanging around here. So at the moment, 132 puts worth $2.40. Because we're at the money, that's worth a lot of cash. We'll just let that do its thing. Or I might roll it out. What do we want to do? No, we'll just leave that for the time being. XLP, looking at that chart earlier. XLP, where are you? A little bit of a green candle, but who knows what's going to happen in that. It looks like I have a little bounce and a push back down to the 77, 78s, but it just depends what Trump's going to do. As long as we can make some money on it. We're looking at XLP. There's $1.49 left in the short, 81 puts. I'll probably roll that down. And it's a nice offensive trade because we're long it at the moment, but I want to be short it. So the 81 puts, we're currently how many deltas? 142 long deltas. Wow. 142, that's going to be wrong. That's an option pricing wrong. But we'll take this one, we'll buy that, and we'll probably sell. What do we got? 81. We'll sell the 78, I think is probably a good one. Haven't got any markets in it yet. But let's say these will tighten up. $1.04, $1.09. Even if we sell the 79 and get 80 cents for it, we'll make some good money on it. So we're going to rotate XLP into negative. We'll keep XLI as negative, MU as negative, and Microsoft as our savior. And we were looking for new trades at the moment. I think we'll put that trade on in Amazon. I was talking about that in the other video. So if we look at the Amazon trade, here we go, 210, 212, 550. We'll get 2 contracts for $1,000, and 46 days, 11 days, $5.08. And what we're hoping with Amazon is a little bounce back up to say 215, 220 over the next 2 to 3 weeks. The only thing I've got a problem with this one is that we could go down to 179, and that's $20 lower. Got a lot of consolidation and buying in here. So maybe 185, 190 if it wants to be nice to us. Rip through that one. Yeah, it looks like the S&P. Here's a low, here's a low. Sorry, here's a high, here's a high, here's a high. If there's a guide, we'll bounce off this at 195. Actually, let's face it, our Lord and Savior was a carpenter. He's not very good with stock markets, so I don't know if he's ever going to help us. That's right. So I still think we're going to go Amazon. I like that trade. What do we got? 212, 212, 2 contracts, review and send. Send order. The other option we're looking at is at /MES to actually start buying some futures in this. And we'll be looking at the quarterlies, and we'll be selling some put spreads in this. So at the moment, I mean, 4,600, that's 1,000 points below us. We could do that, buy that one as a hedge. $3,700, close that, delete leg. So $265 profit, buying power effect of $1,000. Not bad. But with VIX here, we need the VIX to come down to 17. This is a volatility play, and I'd need to be able to hedge something against that, which would probably be something else. Because the problem you have is that if the market does go down, that $26 options is going to be worth probably about 119 or 120 bucks, and that's a big loss. That's 6 times your loss, so you will lose $265, $1,500. $1,600 or $1,700 to make $265. So we need some kind of hedge to work that one. So that's what we've got at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. The Amazon trade will work today. Apple, Microsoft are playing against each other. MU, I'd like that to fall off a cliff, but I don't think it's going to. Silver can continue its marching. It's down 23 cents in futures at the moment. But XLI, XLP, the other one I was thinking was a little bit of trade in XLF. We've come through and tested the gap twice. We've bounced off 48. We had a nice bounce off there today. XLF could be another trade. And that would be, the nice thing with XLF, you can put the trade on. It's a very, very small option. So XLF at the fib, let's get back to the 50%, $50. Let's see what 49.50, $50 is looking like. So we look at, say, the 46. We're going to buy the 50 for 62 cents. And then sell. Yeah, there's not much money in that one at all, is there? Let's go a week longer. 14 days out. 7 cents. You could put a calendar on. For 52 cents. And then just keep selling the 25 again, 25 and 25. Very easy to get your money back. Even 10 contracts is only 520 bucks. Yeah, don't hate that. Because let's face it, you've just sold 20 cents against a 50-cent option. This one's worth 80 cents. This one's worth 20 cents. You've already covered, what, that 30% of your initial cost back. All you got to do is sell it 2 more times and you're going to make your money back anyway. Yeah, let's give that a go. 520 bucks. Send order. Done. All right, so there's our adjustments for the day. I hope you got something out of this, how I'm looking at it, and the understanding that with trades such as Apple, this trade is dead, and now we're just trying to get our money back. So we're just selling options against it. and keeping our deltas as flat as possible. What you don't want to do is wake up with this thing at like minus 80 delta, because what will happen is if the market bounces, you start losing money in this, and the money you make back in your short isn't enough to cover the amount of money you've lost in this one. So just keep an eye on your deltas. If I compress all this up, you'll see my deltas aren't that bad. SLV is different because it's just a single option I purchased there. But XLP, there's something wrong with the XLP trade. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but there's no way a 81 delta put calendar spread is going to be 143 deltas long. So there's obviously an option problem issue there because it's 11:21 in the morning. This has been a really long video, and I apologize to drag you into this one for such a long period of time. God, 20 minutes. But I have prattled on, and I hope I've answered a bunch of questions with regards to how we adjust and what we're looking for. But the main thing to keep in mind is if I go back to PowerPoint Prezzo, we are either long or short an out of the money option. But while we're waiting for the stock to move, we're selling out of the money calls to hedge the position. Hedge position just means lower the cost basis. We still need the stock to make a move, but we're collecting some theta while we wait. You do this enough, you end up with a free call option and a zero risk, and we just keep rolling the short. And you can see that in the Apple trade. Even though we have been absolutely murdered in the Apple trade, if I go to activity and I show you Apple, the $3.62, no, it was this one. The $4.05 has been offset by these credits from rolling. So now we haven't lost that much money, even though we look at Apple and it's fallen off a cliff. We were long Apple, fell off a cliff, and we did it while keeping our deltas nice and manageable, around 19, 20, anywhere between 20 and 30. In fact, if you're wrong, I'd keep them at 20 to 15, like I've done with XLI, because I was a little bit out of whack on XLI and I just evened up the deltas. Just try and make your money back, but don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Hang on, that's the right phrase. I got it right. Right, stay safe out there. Any questions, please hit me in Discord. Otherwise, have a cracking week and good luck to see whatever your fearless leader does this week. Take care.